Fire up the band and break out those beads because we are going to make a delicious homemade king cake. I know you're going to love this recipe. The king cake is sort of a combination between a coffee cake and a cinnamon roll. It's absolutely incredible, and it gets its name from the biblical story of the three kings bringing gifts to Jesus. It's often decorated in the colors purple, gold, and green. We'll get into why at the end, but I'm telling you right now, let's not waste any time. Get right into making this dough. Sound good? Let's bake. Let's start off in a stand mixer. If you don't have one of these, you can absolutely use electric hand beaters. We're going to add in 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter. Fix the paddle attachment. We're going to crank the speed on to medium. What we want to do is mix this until it is nice and light and fluffy, which roughly takes about 5 to 7 minutes. So this is perfect time to actually get our yeast activated. I have 1 cup of whole milk in between the temperatures of 110 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which is going to be optimal for our yeast. At this point, what we want to do is add in 1 tablespoon of sugar. This is what the yeast is going to eat, followed up by adding in 1 packet of active yeast, or this weighs 7 grams of yeast since I get this question so frequently. Grab a whisk, and what we want to do is mix this together until it is completely combined. Set it to the side for about 5 to 7 minutes or until a raft forms on top. Now, if you're using instant yeast, you can skip this portion. No need to wait for the raft. Let's head back over to our stand mixer, have a look at our butter. Nice and light and fluffy. Perfect. It will actually turn from yellow to white. That's what we want in this butter. So at this point, put it back down, turn the speed to medium. We're going to add in 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We're going to cream that together with the butter for maybe just 1 to 2 minutes. At this point, we are going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. You can use sea or kosher, no problem here. Followed up with 2 large eggs. However, we are going to only add in 1 egg at a time until it is completely mixed in. Once it is in, we follow it up by just adding in that other egg. Absolutely perfect. Now, at this stage in the game, we are going to add in our flavorings. Traditionally, you would use a butter extract or lemon extract or an orange extract. I feel the juice of 1/2 lemon gives plenty of lemon flavor, plus it's a little more natural. You know the ingredients in it, which is key. Let's head back over to our milk. See that little raft that's forming on top? Perfect. It will also be nice and foamy on top as well. Let's take this, pour it right into our creamed butter and egg mixture. We're not looking to do anything here other than mix all of the ingredients together for just a minute. It will honestly resemble creamed corn when it's done. That's what the butter will do. I know that's a weird analogy, but it's the best I've got here. At this point, scrape all the excess butter and goodness off of our paddle attachment. Once it is off there, this is key here. What we want to do is take the paddle attachment off and then fix the hook attachment because we want to knead our dough. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can absolutely just mix everything together by hand and knead our dough. Let's turn the speed to low because we want to mix in some dry ingredients. We don't want them to shoot everywhere. We have 4 cups of all-purpose flour that we are going to add in 3 separate batches. We do this so we don't overload the wet ingredients in there and have trouble mixing it together. So once the first batch is mixed in of flour, add the second batch, so on and so forth until that last third batch is in there. Once everything is in there, though, we want to knead the dough. And this is going to take in between 10 and 15 minutes. Don't worry at the beginning. The dough will absolutely come together, pull everything off the side of that bowl, and make it very clean. What you should know when it is done, the dough should be elastic-like, so you should be able to stretch it, but it should not be sticky at all. It should be a nice dough. This is absolutely perfect. But what we do need to do is proof it and rest it. And if you've been following me for my baking recipes, you know I do the same thing over and over. I like to add it to this Cambro container, which has measurements. We want to double it in size. So we're at 1 quart, we're trying to get to 2 quarts. Let's add the lid, or if you have some plastic wrap, totally fine. And my other trick for a perfect proofing environment, add it to the oven. Make sure the oven is turned off and just the light is on. Now, because my oven closes and it doesn't crack, I have to put a little spatula in there. You see the light in the background? Perfect. Let's come back in 60 to 90 minutes. Now, in the meantime, we can make our filling. I have 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, We're next going to add in a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and use a fork to mix everything together until combined and make sure that there's no large sugar chunks in there. Absolutely perfect. Now, that is a very classic filling: cinnamon, sugar, little bit of butter. Now, it has evolved over the years. You're going to see recipes out there with cream cheese fillings, jelly fillings, chocolate fillings. If you want to do that, absolutely go ahead. The procedures do not change. Okay, here's what we do now. Let's go have a look at our dough. Looks excellent. You can see that it's risen past that 2-quart mark. Fantastic. Even if it's a little bit more, no worries. Now we want to dust a very clean surface with flour. Finally getting a chance to use this butcher block in my new studio. Let's transfer that dough. May stick a little bit to the side, no problem. Get all of it right onto that surface. Sometimes I like to form it into a little round like this. I don't know. Just habit, I suppose. Grab your rolling pin, and then what we want to do is roll this out until it's roughly, and I mean roughly, 20 by 24 inches. Now, it can be a little bit more, a little bit less. Don't stress out. Grab a knife or a pizza cutter and slice it right in half, right down the middle, just like this. Excellent. Now we're going to spread on a total of 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter between both slices. So a 1/4 cup total. Do not go more than that. Once it's spread on there, let's grab our cinnamon sugar mixture and generously sprinkle it all over the butter, making sure to completely cover it. Now for rolling it up from back to front. Take your time to do this and be careful. We want nice tight little rolls here. Think of almost like a jelly roll. Roll it back to front. You need to stretch it out a little bit so that there aren't any fatter spots than skinnier spots. Totally fine. Now that it's rolled up, go back and pinch the seams together where that brown sugar cinnamon mixture is, just to hold it in tight. It's okay if it slightly opens up and cracks. Don't stress out. Give it a quick roll, and then what I like to do is grab a bench knife or a regular knife and just cut off the ends, make things nice and clean. Now to roll it up, what we want to do is place one of the rope-like rolls over top and then continuously fold one of the rolls over each other. You're going to make like a braid, except for there's not 3 rolls, there's 2 rolls here. Come all the way to the end and it should look just like this. Perfect. Make sure that roll's nice and tight. Can't stress it enough. Then what we want to do is bring the 2 ends together and sort of pinch everything together just like earlier. It's okay if it doesn't perfectly stick. We're going to let it rise a little bit more, and when it bakes, it will come together a little better. At this point, grab a kitchen towel or a flour sack towel, place it over top. We're going to let it rest for about 30 minutes. At this point, we'll come back. Let's take our towel off. The dough is nice and rested. It's probably risen by about 25% to 50%. If it raises and doubles in size, totally fine. Fluffier the better. We're going in the oven at 350 degrees. Going to take in between 30 and 35 minutes for this to completely cook. Now, when it is done, it should be nice and brown on top. And the little trick I always learn, if you tap the top and it sounds hollow in the middle, perfect. Now we want to completely cool this down to room temperature. While the cake is cooling down, this is perfect timing to make our icing. And there are 2 options. You can do a simple powdered sugar icing, which is a ratio of 1 cup of powdered sugar to 2 tablespoons of whole milk. You can also add a little vanilla in there if you want some more flavor. Now, the other one is more of a cream cheese buttercream frosting. It's absolutely delicious, and it's what I want to do. I just love it. Here's how you make it. Let's go back over to our stand mixer where we're going to add in 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter, followed up with 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. Let's fix the whisk attachment here, make sure everything's nice and smooth, and mix it together until it's light and fluffy. Again, this will take about 4 to 5 minutes, similar to creaming the butter at the very beginning. What I like to do is turn the speed down to low so this doesn't come shooting out everywhere. We are going to add in 1 cup of powdered sugar. This is going to help make that glaze a little bit whiter and obviously add a lot of sweetness. Mix it until it is combined. Should be very smooth. I like to finish this off with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for some nice good flavors there. Once it is mixed together, again, it should be smooth. Definitely give it a try. It should be nice and sweet and absolutely complement our cake. Let's set it to the side until our king cake has completely cooled to room temperature. At one of the restaurants I used to work at, we would absolutely celebrate Mardi Gras. We would make a lot of king cakes for our guests. Now, remember, my chef would tell me, this isn't the most beautiful cake out there, but it is absolutely delicious, and it's so true. Do not worry if those seams don't come together perfectly. If a little bit of cinnamon and sugar is exposed, so what? We're going to top off everything with that icing. It's almost all going to be completely covered to hide your mistakes, so do not worry. Also, another thing, very important, the baby. The tradition is to hide a little plastic baby or a fava bean into the cake at the end when it's done cooking, and whoever slices it and gets that piece, then it's their turn to throw the next party. And there are some recipes out there that will call for putting this plastic baby into the dough before you bake it. I'm not doing that. And I definitely recommend not doing that. It's plastic. It does not belong in the oven. Okay, we want to decorate this cake up. There are a few things we need to do. Here's how you do it to make this beautiful king cake. Let's generously spread our cream cheese, buttercream frosting all over the top, and definitely fold it over to the sides by an inch or so. We want that to happen. Now, for the 3 different colored sugars, we're going to start off with gold, which means power. This is supposed to represent power. Followed up by sprinkling on green, which is supposed to represent faith. And last but not least, we're going to sprinkle on the purple colored sugar, which is supposed to represent justice. And then you repeat this process until all of the cream cheese has been covered. Let's have a nice big slice of this. Take a look. Perfect. So cool with the different layers on there. Let's get in this.